Hello, and welcome. Let's talk about a food that lives in almost every kitchen, wearing a convincing health halo, granola. Most of us see it as a wholesome, sensible way to start the day. But after age 60, the real story is that most store-bought granola is simply dessert in a breakfast box. Why does this one small meal matter so much? Because what you eat first thing in the morning sets the stage for your entire day. It affects your energy level, your mental clarity, and even how steady you feel on your feet. That mid-morning slump, the brain fog that rolls in before lunch, or that sudden craving for something sweet, it can often be traced right back to that healthy bowl you had at 7 a.m. In this video, we are going to pull back the curtain. You'll learn a simple 15-second label check that tells you everything you need to know. We'll uncover the two biggest culprits hiding in that crunchy goodness that can sabotage your energy. And most importantly, I'll share my incredibly simple, budget-friendly recipe for a truly healthy version you can make at home, along with the right way to portion it. Stay with me to the end for a portion-size reality check that might just surprise you, and the number one pairing that turns a good breakfast into a great one for all-day energy. This isn't about creating fear or strict food rules. It's about giving you the knowledge to make confident choices in the grocery aisle, based on what large studies suggest is best for our health as we age. If you've ever felt a bit lost trying to navigate all the health claims on food packaging, know that you are not alone. It can be confusing. If you find our approach helpful, please consider clicking that subscribe button to join our community. We share clear, science-backed guidance for living well after 60. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one food that you find particularly confusing? All right, let's get into it. The first and perhaps most deceptive issue with commercial granola is what I call the serving size shell game. When you look at a nutrition label on a box of granola, the numbers for calories, fat, and sugar might look quite reasonable. You might see 12 grams of sugar and think, that's not so bad. But the trick is hidden in plain sight, right at the top of the label, the serving size. For most granolas, the official serving is a measly 1/3 or even 1/4 of a cup. Now, I want you to picture your cereal bowl at home. When was the last time you poured just a 1/4 cup of anything into it? Almost never. Most of us pour what looks like a normal portion, which is typically a cup or even more. That means we are consuming 3 to 4 times the amount listed on the label. That reasonable 12 grams of sugar just became 36 or 48 grams. For context, a can of cola has about 39 grams of sugar. So, without realizing it, you've just had the sugar equivalent of a soda for breakfast. Here's the mechanism happening inside your body. When that large, unexpected dose of sugar hits your bloodstream, your blood glucose levels spike dramatically. It's like a rocket launching. Your body, specifically your pancreas, senses this and scrambles to release a flood of a hormone called insulin. Insulin's job is to move that sugar out of your blood and into your cells for energy. But because the sugar rush was so intense, the insulin response is often an overreaction. It pulls too much sugar out of the blood, causing your blood sugar to crash about 90 minutes later. This is that classic mid-morning slump. You feel tired, irritable, foggy, and you start craving more sugar or caffeine to get back up. It's a roller coaster you don't want to be on, especially when you need steady energy for errands, appointments, or time with family. The simple, practical step here is to get reacquainted with a measuring cup. For 1 week, measure out the official serving size of your current granola into your bowl. Just see what it looks like. It will likely be a shock, but that visual knowledge is powerful. It's not about restricting yourself. It's about understanding what a true portion is so you can make an informed choice. But the size of the portion is only part of the problem. What's actually in that portion matters even more. And that brings us to the second, and arguably biggest, offender, the sugar avalanche. The sweetness in most commercial granolas doesn't just come from a little bit of fruit. It comes from a deluge of added sugars. These are sugars and syrups added during processing, and they are metabolically very different from the naturally occurring sugars in a piece of whole fruit. Here's the simple mechanism. Added sugars, especially in liquid forms like high fructose corn syrup, brown rice syrup, or evaporated cane juice, are what we call fast-acting. They require very little digestion and are absorbed into your bloodstream almost instantly. This is what creates that sharp, unhealthy blood sugar spike we just talked about. As we get older, our bodies can become less efficient at managing these spikes. Our cells may become what is known as insulin resistant, meaning they don't respond as well to insulin's signal. The pancreas has to work harder and harder, pumping out more insulin to do the same job. Over time, this chronic overwork and high insulin level is a key driver of systemic inflammation, weight gain, and can contribute to the progression of conditions like type 2 diabetes. Think of it like this. Your body's blood sugar regulation system is a hard-working team. A breakfast of protein, fiber, and healthy fat is like giving that team a steady, manageable workflow for the day. A bowl of sugary granola is like dropping an entire week's worth of chaotic paperwork on their desk at 9 a.m. The team panics, works frantically, and then crashes from exhaustion. That's the feeling of fatigue and brain fog you experience a couple of hours later. So, here is your 3-step action plan, your 15-second label check. First, when you pick up a box, ignore the claims on the front, all natural, whole grain, heart healthy, and turn it over to the nutrition panel. Your eyes should go to one line, added sugars. Your goal is to find a product with 6 grams of added sugar or less per serving. Many popular, healthy brands contain 12, 15, or even 18 grams. Second, look at the ingredient list. The ingredients are listed by weight. If any form of sugar is in the first 3 ingredients, put the box back. It's a dessert. Third, get to know sugar's aliases. Food manufacturers are clever. They use dozens of different names for sugar to make the list look healthier. Look for words like syrup, corn, rice, maple, juice concentrate, cane crystals, dextrose, fructose, or anything ending in ose. They all act the same way in your body. Now, a common question I get is about so-called natural sugars. This is a perfect myth to bust right now. Many people believe that because granola is sweetened with honey, agave nectar, or maple syrup, it's healthier than one sweetened with plain sugar or corn syrup. While it's true that honey and maple syrup contain trace amounts of minerals and antioxidants, your body's blood sugar response is nearly identical. Once they are digested, they are broken down into simple glucose and fructose, and your pancreas releases insulin just the same. From a blood sugar and insulin perspective, sugar is sugar. The key is the quantity, not just the source. So we've covered the portion trick and the sugar load. But there's a third, more subtle problem lurking in many of these products. It's the type of fat they use, and I call it the unhealthy oil slick. To get that toasty, crunchy texture we all love, granola needs fat. But the type of fat used makes a huge difference to your health, particularly when it comes to inflammation. Many big-name brands use inexpensive, highly processed vegetable oils like palm oil, soybean oil, canola oil, or sunflower oil. Here's the simple science. Our bodies need a balance of different types of fatty acids. Some are pro-inflammatory, and some are anti-inflammatory. It's a bit like having an accelerator and a brake for inflammation in your body. You need both for proper immune function. However, the standard modern diet is flooded with oils that are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids, which act as the accelerator. When we consume them in large amounts without enough of the anti-inflammatory omega-3s, the brake, It can push our bodies into a state of chronic, low-grade inflammation. For those of us over 60, managing inflammation is one of the most important things we can do for our long-term health. Chronic inflammation is like a slow-burning fire inside the body. It's a key factor in joint pain and arthritis. It contributes to the development of heart disease by damaging blood vessel linings, and it can impact cognitive function. So, a breakfast that you think is good for your heart could, in fact, be contributing to the very inflammation that harms it. The scenario here is subtle. You might not feel the inflammatory effect immediately after eating. It's the cumulative effect of having these oils day after day. It might manifest as more morning stiffness in your hands, a little more itchiness in your knees, or just a general feeling of being a bit run down. It's easy to dismiss these as just part of getting older, but your diet plays a powerful role. The practical step is, once again, on the ingredient list. After checking for sugar, scan for the type of oil used. If you see palm oil, soybean oil, or a generic term like vegetable oil, it's a good indicator that the product was made with cost, not your health, as the top priority. Healthier fats come from the nuts and seeds themselves, or from oils like coconut, avocado, or extra virgin olive oil used sparingly. If you're finding this label reading tour helpful, a quick tap on the subscribe button ensures you won't miss our next video, where we're going to decode the confusing world of coffee creamers. Now, after all this, you might be thinking, well, what can I eat? This is the best part, because the solution is simple, inexpensive, and puts you completely in control. It's time to build a better bowl with a DIY version that truly is a health food. The beauty of making your own is that you control every single ingredient, the type and amount of sweetener, if any, the type of fat, and the ratio of healthy nuts and seeds to oats. The mechanism here is a complete reversal of the commercial version. Instead of a fast-burning, sugar-heavy mix, you are creating a slow-burning, high-fiber, protein-rich fuel source. The fiber from the whole rolled oats and seeds acts like a sponge in your digestive system. It slows down the absorption of any carbohydrates, preventing a blood sugar spike. The protein and healthy fats from the nuts and seeds trigger satiety hormones, which send a signal to your brain that you are full and satisfied. This combination provides steady, reliable energy for hours with no crash. It supports stable moods, clearer thinking, and gives you the stamina you need for your day. Here is a basic, foolproof recipe. Think of it as a template you can customize. Your base: start with 2 cups of old-fashioned rolled oats. Avoid the quick cook or instant oats, as they are more processed and have a higher glycemic index. Your protein and healthy fats: add 1 cup of a mix of your favorite raw, unsalted nuts and seeds. Walnuts are fantastic for brain health. Almonds provide vitamin E, and pumpkin or chia seeds offer fiber and minerals. Your flavor: add 1 to 2 teaspoons of a warming spice like cinnamon. Studies suggest cinnamon can have a mild but beneficial effect on blood sugar regulation. A small pinch of salt also helps bring out the nutty flavors. Your binder: this is optional to get those nice crunchy clusters. You can add one of 2 things. Either 1 to 2 tablespoons of melted coconut oil or avocado oil, or, my favorite trick, 1 whisked egg white. The egg white adds a bit of protein and creates a wonderful, light crispiness with no added fat. To make it, simply preheat your oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit or 160 Celsius. Mix all your dry ingredients in a big bowl. Then, stir in your binder until everything is lightly coated. Spread the mixture in a thin, even layer on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Bake for about 20 to 25 minutes, taking it out at the halfway point to give it a good stir so it browns evenly. Let it cool completely on the pan. It will get much crunchier as it cools. You can then store it in an airtight container for a couple of weeks. Now for that retention cue I promised, the portion size reality check and the crucial pairing. The correct serving size for this nutrient-dense homemade granola is still about 1/3 of a cup. Remember, it's a concentrated source of calories and fat, even though they are healthy ones. And here is the number one rule: never eat it alone. Don't just pour it in a bowl with milk. That can still be a bit too carb-heavy for some people. The absolute best way to eat it is as a topping for a high-protein base. Sprinkle that 1/3 cup serving over a bowl of plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt. The yogurt provides high-quality protein and probiotics for gut health, which further slows digestion and keeps you full and satisfied until lunchtime. This pairing is the secret to a truly balanced, energy-stabilizing breakfast. So, let's bring this all together. Building a breakfast that serves your body and brain doesn't have to be complicated. This week, your mission is simple. First, get curious. The next time you're in your pantry or at the store, pick up your usual granola and perform that 15-second label check. Look at the serving size, find the added sugars, line, and scan the first few ingredients. Knowledge is power. Second, consider trying the simple DIY recipe. It takes less than 30 minutes, costs a fraction of the fancy boxed versions, and fills your home with a wonderful aroma. Most importantly, it provides you with a breakfast you can feel genuinely good about, one that delivers steady energy and nourishes your body instead of taxing it. The goal isn't about being perfect. It's about making small, intentional choices that add up over time. Regaining control over what goes into your body is a powerful step towards maintaining your energy, your clarity, and your independence for years to come. For those who like to dig deeper, I will link to some plain language sources from trusted health institutions in the description below. Thank you so much for investing this time in your health today. Now I'd love to hear from you. In the comments below, please let me know, what will you try first this week? The 15-second label check on a product you already own, or the simple DIY recipe? If you found this video helpful, a simple click on the like button and sharing it with a friend or family member can make a real difference. It helps us reach more people over 60 with calm, clear, and reliable health information. Be well, take good care of yourselves, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.